today. I was a bit worried about the weather last night, but I see we've been blessed with good weather, so thank you again for coming. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the graduation ceremony of the Skills Development Program. This program was formulated in order to provide an environment for young men and women to learn and hone their skills in landscaping and horticulture. This is the fourth cohort to complete this program. The group consists of 10 young men and 1 woman. We are extremely elated that these young men and women have stuck to the wicket and conquered any difficulties and obstacles that arose to attain this achievement. This initiative was sparked from a day release program associated with the Opportunity Workshop. The first participant was Oliver Kennedy, and he later progressed to the Cedar Bridge Academy and continued on as a volunteer until approximately 8 years ago, when he became a full-time employee of the Department of Parks. And he's been with them for over 20 years. This led to additional partnerships for day release at the middle and high schools. The courts also partnered with the program and often made referrals for the young men and women. Within the last 3 years, the Skills Development Program was formalized and a curriculum was developed for such. A need was recognized that energies had to be channeled to assist our young men and women who were following a destructive path, as there was no structure and in some cases no hope for their future. The program is a volunteer program that affords the opportunity for the participants to gain knowledge, skills, and experience by a hands-on approach. There are several modules that are included, and assessments on each module must be passed in order for a participant to complete the program. In addition, excellent attendance, timekeeping, high productivity are the 3 main elements that must be evident throughout these courses. Emphasis was placed to create an environment of trust and respect. For the last 9 positions that the Department of Parks has filled, it's interesting, and we're happy to note that 8 of these positions have been filled by participants of the Skills Development Program. In addition, this month, Works in Engineering have hired 2 of our past participants to be added to the contingent for the roads crew. Within today's events, we will have the opportunity to hear comments from 2 past participants as well as current participants. Graduates, you should be very proud of the work and commitment that has culminated to this moment. Always keep in mind that the most important thing in your life is to live your life with integrity, to not give in to peer pressure or try to be something that you're not. Take your talents that you have learned and expand and apply them, adding your creativity and vision as you travel life's path. Before we go any further, I'd like to just acknowledge some dignitaries who are here today, and I'd like to acknowledge Mr. John Rankin, the Governor of Bermuda. I have the Chief Justice, Mr. Ian Cayley, the Honorable Michael Dunkley, the Honorable Michael Weeks, Honorable Tanae Furbett, the Honorable Minister, of course, of Public Works, Lieutenant Colonel Honorable David Burke. And I'm just looking to see if I've passed over anybody. If I have, the Honorable Derek Burgess. And we also want to acknowledge Jennifer Smith here as well. And the representatives from the BIU Union we'd like to acknowledge as well. Any other dignitaries that I've missed out, I want to welcome you here as well. Okay? We're going to have Chaplain Santusi come forward and just open us up in prayer, please.
Thank you very much. In an opening setting, I've come without a jacket on. That's the place which you ought to be. You find me at my best, out in the open. And we are truly thankful for this opportunity to be here with the Skill Development Program and to share in with this here celebration. Let us have a word of prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we are indeed thankful for your blessings upon Bermuda. The way how you are treasuring and in gifting these men and women with such blessings of skill, learning, of how to care for your world. We ask your blessings upon the continuation of this year educational program and upon these men who are graduating here today. And may Bermuda be such a place, Lord, that even the entire world may learn lessons from this skill development program. To your name now we ask your blessings and a continuation of this service in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you very much.
I also just want to apologize to Jane Smith for not acknowledging you as Dean. It's a fair apology. Then I ask if the Honorable Colonel David Birch can come forward and give a few brief remarks.
Good morning, particularly to the graduates. For the past 4 cohorts of this skills development program, a curriculum was developed that helps create life and career skills that are beneficial for successful employment. The hands-on training helps expose participants to a higher level of horticulture, retain more information, and boost their confidence. This innovative training course includes 10 modules that includes a module on CPR and first aid, along with verbal and hands-on assessments. At the end of each module, to ensure the participants have learned the requisite material. Next month, 4 participants, Casey Green, Eric Lightbourne, Troy Watson, and Charlotte Johnston, an accomplished artist in her own right, who held her first solo show last month at the Masterworks Foundation, along with Mr. Parris, will attend a 3-week training opportunity at the Bournemouth Gardens in the UK and assist with the annual Bournemouth in Bloom event. Through the very generous sponsorship of the Bermuda Garden Club, who also sponsored this program. Let me say what a particular joy it is for me to acknowledge the work of these young people and commend and congratulate them for their success. I understand that not all have secured employment as yet, but I gave an undertaking at the start of this cohort that we would do all in our power to ensure employment for each and every one of them, and I intend to honor that commitment. Let me end by thanking the Department of Parks, the Bermuda Garden Club, and the Bermuda Industrial Union for this outstanding partnership in developing our young people. Of course, none of this would be possible without the unwavering commitment, dedication, and support of Roger Parris and Sam Santucci. Whose passion for this work goes beyond just their employment. It extends to their love for these young people, and their commitment is simply outstanding. So thank you. Let me end by saying that I've had the occasion during the past 6 months to actually visit with them and see their development. And it really is a testament to not just the work of these 2 young men, but also to the commitment of these young people, one of whom I understand doesn't fully appreciate that work is Monday to Friday. I gather he calls Mr. Parris at 6 a.m. on Saturday mornings to ask where we're going to work today. So clearly, the efforts of this exercise is an outstanding success and should serve as an example for us in order to be able to encourage other young people to reach their full potential in their life pursuits. Thank you very much.
Okay. I believe I have a set of keys here. I don't know if anyone can identify them. Okay, if not, they're here at the end of the program for you to collect. When you can't drive off, you realize they're here. All right, at this time, we're going to ask, thank you, Minister, for your remarks. I'm going to ask if Mrs. Anna Fulton, and she's our connection with the Garden Club of Bermuda. She's the chairman of the Skills Development Program charity portion. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Excellency, the Honourable Colonel David Birch, ministers, invited guests, and most importantly, you graduates. My name is Anna Fulton, and I speak on behalf of the president of the Garden Club, Cindy Young, who unfortunately is unable to be present today. It goes without saying that the Garden Club of Bermuda has a fundamental interest in horticulture. It's also a charity, almost 100 years old, and has a commitment to provide scholarships to eligible students wanting to learn about horticulture and its related subjects. It also goes without saying that the Skills Development Program, under the very able leadership of Roger Paris and his staff, and supported by the numerous government and community agencies represented here today, has provided a unique opportunity for an all-inclusive hands-on training for young Bermudians to develop useful skills in horticulture and landscaping. Skills to equip them to make important changes in their lives and skills to work in the field. Over the last 3 years, the Garden Club Skills Development Program relationship has evolved as the program has grown from strength to strength and become a community partnership. Through Garden Club funding and its scholarship award program, the Garden Club has, we hope, helped to make a difference. Funds have been raised by the Open House and Garden program and a recent plant sale. The Skills Development Program trainees helped at both these events. It has also managed donations from corporate and private donors, including Tokyo Millennium and Validus, and more recently Susan Wilson and Kevin Gunter. These funds have provided a lunch program, stipends paid directly to the trainees at intervals during training, purchased tools and equipment for use within the program, and, as has already been said, in July 2018, is providing Garden Club scholarships to 4 Skills Development Program graduates to attend a training course in Bournemouth in the south of England. The young graduates today have proved that through perseverance, hard work, and teamwork, change in their lives is possible. Garden Club congratulates all of you and wishes you every success in your future endeavours. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Fulton. Now we're going to have the pleasure of hearing from some of the participants themselves. And as I mentioned earlier, we have 2 past participants, and we have a current participant as well who will speak to you. And I'm going to ask first if Tio Smith can come forward. Tio was a part of our 3rd cohort group, and before he completed the course, he was actually offered a job at Sousa's. However, he was allowed to continue with the program while he was working with Sousa's in order to complete it. He is now employed by the Parks Department. And Tio, if you can come forward.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, a little over 2 years ago, I found myself in trouble and at the mercy of the courts and probation services, and through that, I was introduced to Mr. Paris and Mr. Santucci, who accepted me into the program. And I was doing pretty good in the program, and before I could graduate, I was hired by Sousa Landscaping, where I stayed there and worked for a year. And I got a lot of experience working with Sousa Landscaping in the private sector with all the machines. I try to get my hands on as many machines as I can get my hands on. I even start driving trucks, everything. Then one day, Parks called me back, and in November, I will be in Parks for a year. So all I have to say to these guys is that experience is the real teacher in this, because it's a hands-on thing. And if you guys can get a job in the private sector after this right away, it will be beneficial to you. It will just build up on your resume or whatnot. You need like 5 years experience. You just got to start somewhere, like, you know. And I just want to thank Roger Paris, Sam Santucci, Miss Kelly Maduris, and everybody that helped to make this happen. This is a real good thing, and it helped me out of a real negative downward spiral and a feeling of helplessness. And, you know, I have a new chance at life now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to you. Okay, our next participant or past participant is going to be Takari Wade. He was a participant of our first cohort, and he was initially employed by Sousa's as well, and as you can see, he is now an employee of Works and Engineering on their road crew. Both Tio and Takari left their previous employment on good terms, I might add, and as a result of better opportunities afforded to them. The dream was to work for the Bermuda government, which both have achieved.
Good afternoon. When I first started this program, I'm not going to say I was getting into a lot of trouble, but I wasn't really doing anything with myself. And I got a lot of negative comments. So you're wasting your time, you're working for free, all of that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, I wasn't really doing anything better. So I feel like a program like this is a good opportunity for the youth, especially working at Sousa's. Also for government, I've noticed that there's not a lot of young workers wherever you look. So programs like this really does help in that standpoint. As well as not just to say, oh, you're going to train us to be landscapers. No, you're training us to go out into the work field and actually know what you're doing, how to deal with people and bosses, everything like that. So yeah, I'd just like to thank Roger Paris and Sam and everybody else who helped out with the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Takari. And our last participant is part of the current cohort. And as someone mentioned earlier, she is a very talented young woman. And during the course of her training, her creativity was identified and awakened. And not only in the field of horticulture is she advancing, but she's also advancing in art and music as well. So I'm going to ask Shalay Johnson if you can come forward. She's got a group that's cheering for her. Hey.
Afternoon to everyone. I will be sharing with you my time experience in the skills development program. Starting with how I firstly got invited to speak to Mr. Paris and Santucci from Mr. Ford for an opportunity opening that can result me to have a full-time job in horticulture landscape industries. In the interview, we discussed how I will be able to gather skills to develop to be certified as a gardener laborer and help keep Bermuda to stay beautiful. Also, I mentioned how I was getting ready to start my business. One other supplies. Even due to my trial of probation that I have completed in May with a record of clean urine, I was encouraged to speak more about my business and talk more to them of who I am. Even so, in the end of the interview, I became a member recruitment to start this journey. In the beginning of the program, we did a lot of volunteer work. Then as it grew after the first lesson, I really became focused and interested in this field of agriculture. With my artistic views, I was able to see the true landscape designs in Bermuda and use informal formal actions. I had the opportunity to create a logo for the skills development program. I given gifts away to the different supporters of us, like the poster board pictures at Bermuda Industrial Union. I've shared and shown pieces of my art in a gallery located at Botanical Gardens near Masterworks. When Other Supplies has had a lot of exposure and gave a hand to myself and the skills development program. At the end of my speech, I'll be sharing with you a rap song that will help promote the program and hopefully get future employees active to sign up and join to be qualified to jobs to keep up the maintenance of Bermuda and parks. The program is a real journey. In the whole time period, I have learned to use different machines like weed whacker, hair trimmer, and chainsaws. I've weeded beds, transplanted plants, took sidewalks to use plant ID. It's been adventurous and changed my outlook on life being inside the garden. We completed projects like the Kearney Island and St. George's Parish and did side work with charities. Overall, building up skills in the program of development, it should be almost promising to receive a full-time employment backfeed from the time experience and hand hours that took place on the field. So thank you, Mr. Paris and Santucci, for the opportunity. And I would like to say I'm proud of myself, and I kept strong and pushed for my goals, and I achieved the score and make our points on the scoreboard. Thank you.
Okay, just for information, the sheets that people are distributing now are actually the lyrics to the rap that Shelly is going to do at this time.
Pick up to apply the masterpiece. This development program, learn rate today, fast pace, common trial, field day, base sites. To La Valley, BG1, Operator, Motor Park. Turn it up, let's do it again.
I put it up.
Let's do it again.
I'm cutting it up. Talk a lot. Talk.
It's not on.
It's
on.
Hello, test. No, it's not good. Huh?
Hello.
Where's the person that fixed this? I don't know. I can't get it.
Turn the music. You said down on the phone or off? He said turn the music down on the phone.
Talk.
Hello. Ready?
Talk?
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
Hello.
Test. You just
Testing. Hello.
No, I can't get it. Just see what the whole community.
yeah, she got it.
Well, I can't get it. I don't know. It worked before. Right?
Hello. Yeah. Can you start it over?
Yeah, I don't know how to operate that thing.
Open up. You really want to join the S2P? Get a full-time job, S2P. Pick up to apply the S2P. Skills development program, learn rate today, fast pace, common trial, field day, base sites. To La Valley, BG1, Operator, Motor Park, Trundle Way, come to hear me say. You really want to join the S2P? Get a full-time job, S2P. Hard days are the work, cash out, come see S2P. Suit up, train us, join us, no more kick, cross, fail, bluffs, come see S2P. Resume and resume, do you need more than a full certification? Come see the S2P workout, suit, tensions up, abilities fill for, job description, pick private section, or government finance, park lineage, join in. You really want to join the S2P? Get a full-time job, S2P, and travel on more. Benefits better if you hold status. Take a flight aboard, X more, suit up, train up, explore, S2P. Ask the P. You really wanna join the Ask the P? Get a full-time job, Ask the P. So I freestyle on the Ask the P. Want other supplies, beach grease, see me like this. I am the beast, best, west, east. We crew love new on the mic, voice being heard. Never scared, got my trials go through. Now being in the garden, flower bloom. Old to say. You really wanna join the Ask the P? Get a full-time job, Ask the P.
All right, so okay, it's not. Hello, test. No. Test. Okay, we're back in business. All right, so for all those who are wondering what SDP means, it's the Skills Development Program. Yeah, some people got it. Okay. So thank you, Shelley. Like I said, she's a very talented woman. I can see her progressing to numerous things in the future, so we're going to push her and assist her, and we'll put our support behind her so she can enhance her skills. At this stage, we're going to move on to our award presentations. And I'm going to ask if Father Chris Ferber can come forward to assist with the presentations.
Sam, who did that?
All right, so our first participant is Oren Smith. I'm sorry, these are the volunteers who donated their time and energy to assist with this program. Some of them are trainers, and some of them lend support.
So what do you want me to do? Shake your hand. Okay.
Yeah, so you can pause.
And I'll tell you who's not here.
Okay. So Oren Smith. Alberto DePont.
Say, tell them what they have to do. You wrote it all down. Now you're not even saying it. Whatever. Nothing. Just say you're working at
Michael Martin.
Michael participated with him down on Coney Island. Also, it was Alberto, the job that they done at Coney Island. Somebody was teaching him.
Sergio Griffin.
Sergio done all the training at the Arboretum with him. Also, I want everybody to really thank this young man, because if he didn't cover for me, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing today. And so I really appreciate that.
Jermaine Wilson.
Jermaine helped him at Botanical Gardens and also at Coney Island.
David Buckley.
David trained him using the Toro, where he's at the gate. He's at the gate. He said, "You need to come get."
Kyrie Martin.
Okay, Jermaine will pick up for Kyrie.
That's David.
And pick up for Kyrie.
David's
Kyrie is at Botanical Gardens and okay, the next two guys, they are one sick and the other one had to go to off the island to the Darrell's Island for emergency. Okay, the next two gentlemen, they're from Works and Engineering, and so we took them down to Works and Engineering. They worked on small equipment. They showed them how to strip an engine down. Kenny, he had an operation, so he couldn't be here today. And then Justin, he came this morning. There was an emergency at Darrell's Island, so he had to leave. So he had to tell everybody you guys that is sorry he couldn't be here, but congratulations. You saw him when he came? Did some of you see him when he came to me? Okay. So this works. Kenneth Smith and Justin Barboza.
Keisha Hansen.
Keisha used to work for Parks Department. She was teaching them propagation and plant ID, and I'm hoping now that she's going to corporation we can still work together.
Vinton Woodley.
Winton Woodley, he works at Tudor Valley. He also done plant ID and propagation.
Jared Harvey.
Jimmy also worked at Tudor Valley. He was doing a lot of assessing for us, especially with plant ID.
Sam Santucci. Derek Simmons.
Derek Simmons works for Works in Engineering, Health and Safety. I guess he's not here.
Colin Simmons.
Colin works for the BIU. We use Colin for when we have substance abuse, timekeeping and stuff like that. So we go to Colin. We find that Colin is very direct, and that's what we enjoy.
Graham Nisbeth.
Okay, Graham's not here. Graham helped with interviewing.
Craig Burt.
Craig, this year is the first year that we've done CPR first aid, and without Craig's help, it would never happen. But also, before you give Craig the certificate, you hold up a minute. I like to say that in every organization, we need somebody to go to, and for me, Sam, Craig is our go-to person in Parks Department because his vision is the same as ours. He sees the need to help young people, and I haven't told you, but thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. One more? Okay, and the last one, because I got in trouble last year because I didn't do it, it goes to Melody Paris. She helped training with the interviews, but I must say this here, they all say that behind every good man there's a strong woman, and I really believe that, because what we're doing today, I'll be honest, at least 50% of the stuff won't get done if she weren't on my back and on my back, and I'm on my side too, because on my back meaning to do it right, on my side meaning to help me. She takes the time out. She sees me when I want to do things with the kids, and even my son, and they allow me to do it. And most times, if you look at some of the pictures, you'll see that she goes out with me with the kids. We go out to places like, where did we go? Hamilton Princess, and we do a lot of things together with them. And I really appreciate you, so thank you very much. Okay, that's that.
Okay, yes.
That's that.
That finishes our general award presentation, and now we're going to proceed on to certificates for the graduates themselves.
Sam. See up here? The minister. Where they two?
They're down here. Is that there?
So you mean all there? Who's coming up?
Okay, and I'm going to ask if the Minister Birch, if you can come forward again, please.
Okay, which one are we doing these first?
Graduates.
Take this.
Switching sides on me now.
Yeah. The photographers are
Okay, for the photographer's sake. I'll allow that. Charles Eben.
hang in, right?
Matthew Gilbert.
Do I have it? Yeah. Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, working on it.
Casey Green. Gladwin Johnson. Shelley Johnston. Lyric Lifeline.
Ricardo is not here, but you can announce him that you're hearing too.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Good?
Troy Watson.
You know I was asking the question, rather, we a double, didn't you have a double barrel last year?
It changed.
Huh? As you watch it now. Congratulations.
And there is one last one who is not here today, which is Ricardo Tucker.
Stay there. Where is he?
I'm sorry. I apologize, Ricardo. Oh, you got an addition to your arm.
Yourself.
Got a bike accident.
I thought it was one of my machines.
This year.
Hey, congratulations.
I'm going to be here last.
Next, we have a group of
Young
men who have actually participated on not necessarily graduates, but for various reasons they have actually participated, and we want to acknowledge them as well. So, first one is Erica Connor. Christopher Trott.
Congratulations. Enjoyed it? Yeah?
And Oliver Kennedy.
No, don't do it.
I will.
Congratulations.
Oh, no, good to see you. Ali, stay right here. Turn around. Say hello. Come stand right there.
I'm standing right here.
I want everybody to listen to me very carefully. This young man here, he's been with us for almost 25 years. I remember when he first came, and I was a young person too at that time. and he came, and I was working botanical gardens, and it came from Opportunity Workshop, and that's how I got involved, through him. And I watched him grow. I even remember at one time, he was there for a long time, and all of a sudden then he stopped coming, and I said, well, what happened? And then I went to my cousin, and I said, cousin, look, this is not right, something's wrong. And that was, everybody calls Derek cousin. And we went up to the minister's office, and we straightened it out, because Ali is the one that started this program. Because he was the first. Yeah, so look at these people. Okay. I want to ask Miss Fulton to come up.
Okay, Mrs. Fulton, if you can come forward again, please.
You can stay there.
We will have a presentation from the Bermuda Garden Club, and I'll let Mr. Paris explain.
Oh, you can stay up front. Right now, we're going to give them the stipends. When we first started off, there was no money. It was just volunteer. Then from volunteer, we went to lunch. Then we went to 2 stipends. Then we started getting government work. Then we went to 4 stipends. And all of this is because of the Garden Club and our other sponsors. So, but this is one rule, and I'm going to always say it. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're not going to get everything that you're supposed to get. Because us, as grown-ups, when we say something to these guys, if we don't stick to it, they're going to ride you. So you might look at some of them's face today when they receive this. They're not good. Some of them think that they're going to get the full amount. They're not. Because if you don't do what I ask you to do, I'm not going to give it to you, because that means that I'm setting bare standards. I believe in sticking to what I say and leading by example. So if you see anybody with a low face and they come to you and say, I didn't get what I was supposed to get, they didn't get it because they didn't earn it. And that's the problem with us as managers, supervisors. We give things to people when they shouldn't get it. We need to stand up and say, no, you need to earn it. And when you do that, you get this. You get respect and all of that. And that's one of the biggest things that I believe in. If I say something, I'm going to do it. And I might not get the chance, but I have to do this now. Colonel, I really appreciate you, because we had an incident one time with these boys, and I was afraid to go tell them the truth. He said to me, hey, you have to go tell them. And I wasn't afraid of them. I was afraid because it was hurt that the job done something that they should not have done. And I'm hoping that they correct it. Because if you want these guys to do right, we have to do right. I'm a person that's not afraid to talk. I'm not. And I'm not afraid to talk about what's right. So I'm saying it to my job right now. Correct that mistake that was made. Because otherwise we're going to lose them. And it hurts me when I talk about it. But I have to talk about it to let them know that I've got their back. Because I had an incident just last week. I was off. I went to work on the side. I took a couple of them with me. And we were working. And I had this chainsaw I was cutting. So this guy came up to me and says, hey, the chainsaw is dull. I said, no, it's not. It's all right. I just changed it. And he said, that effing chainsaw is dull. All of a sudden, these guys came around me. And they're ready. I said, what are you guys going to do? You know? And basically what they're saying is that they got my back. And I said, but guess what? I got your back by showing you doing it the right way. The right way was, no. If I was you, I would stop. That's what I said to the person, because they're intoxicated. And they moved off. But sometimes, now I understand these guys. I understand them more and more. If you protect them and stand up for them, they'll stand up for you and do anything. So let's start doing the right thing, everybody. So Parks Department, let's correct the error that were made. Please. Okay?
Okay, so we're going to ask Charles Evan if you can come forward, please.
And Charles, I'm going to put you right on the spot. Do the right thing with the check, right? No, I'm dead serious. Do the right thing with the check. No, because see this is the same thing. We're joking and we're laughing. This is not a joking, because he needs to learn that in order for him, he's at the age, and he done a good job this year. I was proud of him, but he still got to learn to do the right thing. So Charles, I'm putting you in the spot in front of everybody. Do the right thing. Shake everybody's hand.
Matthew Gilbert. Casey Green. Gledwin Johnson. Shelley Johnston.
We might be keeping right up and let's go right through the awards with everybody.
Lyric Lightborn. Ricardo Tucker.
Ricardo.
right there.
Bless your heart. God bless you. Thank you for everything.
Troy
Yes, it
Watson.
was. Government owes me some money.
Eric O'Connor. Christopher Trott.
No, okay, this Jacob says he finished. He's not here, so we have to hold on to this chat. You can call him, I don't think it's here.
And to Bob Virgil, I'll just acknowledge whoever he's not here at the current moment.
Okay, stay where you are.
We're going to move right into special awards.
Okay, well, good. Call him and I'll have to.
Okay, the first award is for the most improved, and this takes into account this participant's behavior, the great extent we've seen in his lifestyle change, and I'm going to ask Troy Watson if you can come forward.
Troy came to us from the courts. Troy was one step away from going into prison. Troy didn't trust nobody. He felt that the system and people had let him down. He wouldn't talk to anybody. Troy, come stand beside me when you finish. Come stand beside me. He felt that everybody let him down. His lawyer friends here, I know he's very proud because of right? But me and Troy became really, really, really close. We spent a lot of time together. He talked to me when him and his girlfriend broke up and stuff like that there. See, everybody's saying parents this and that, but that's the type of relationship we have. See, if you build a relationship really good, you should be able to talk about anything because he knows that I'm got him already. He knows that. He knows that I'm not going to leave him out to dry or nothing. He knows how much I care about him. You know, so that's why I feel I can say almost anything I want to these guys as long as I'm respectful. You know, because if you want their trust, you got to build a relationship. And now that I have built this relationship, I can almost say or do whatever I want, but I don't abuse them, right? Because I earned it. And they could do the same thing to me. Because it's not a one-way thing, it's a two-way thing. So that's why, as you watch me talk with some of these guys today and girls, you're going to see some emotions. You might see some tears come out of me. Because to me, this is not about horticulture. It's about showing them life skills and doing the right things and proving to people that they can change. That's what it's about to me. You know, and this is something that I have to share with Larry and everybody. We done an interview class at BIU last week. Troy called me and said, "Look, I'm going to interview for this job at Riddle Spade." So I said, he asked me would I come. Would you call people? I said yes. So yesterday we were supposed to make 10 o'clock. I go, call. 9 o'clock. Okay, well, so I go to his house. I said, "Where's Troy?" Looking for him, can't find him. I said, "This blinking boy, blah, blah, blah." So then I went up Riddle Space. I said, "What am I going to tell the manager?" So when I get up there, the manager says, "Oh, Troy's been here 40 minutes. He's been talking to me." And I went like, "What?" So then my next thing is, I looked at him. I said, he really was listening to Miss Paris. Nice shoes, nice pants, clean shaved. Everything, it was like, I went like, wow. Then he said to him, "Do you have any questions to ask?" Troy says, "Yes, I do. How much am I going to get paid?" But he said it the way we taught him. So the guy respected because he didn't make it look like money. He just wanted to know what was his hourly rate. And that was a good thing. And then he asked a few other things that Graham told him. And I said, wow, things do work. When people believe in you, you know, he made me proud of him yesterday. I was very proud. And now he's going to say something.
Hello, good morning, everybody. My name is Troy Watson, as you know. Well, when I first came to this group, like Miss Paris said, I was on my way going to jail. And then when I joined the group and I got to know Mr. Paris, he kind of changed my ways of thinking for the better. And now I'm a graduate of the Parks Department, and I'm almost getting a full-time job now.
The next award is for dedication and commitment, and this embraces good attendance, timekeeping, general overall commitment, and I'm going to ask if Charles Evan can come forward. The next award is highlighted again for dedication and commitment, and this is one of the longest serving participants, and we've already, I believe, acknowledged that briefly. So we're going to ask Oliver Kennedy if you can come forward.
Shake hands. Ali. Right. All right, no, shake everybody's hand. And Sam.
Thank you. And the next special award is for outstanding achievement. And this is the person who had the highest grades for all of the assessments, and that would be Lyric Lightborn.
The plaque that he gets, it will be hung up in Parks Department, so every year we put someone's name on it.
I'm going to ask if Ms. K-Val Otterbridge can come forward, please. And as she's coming, Ms. Otterbridge will be presenting a plaque today, an award, and she's presenting it in honor and memory of her son, Malcolm Otterbridge, who tragically lost his life. Malcolm was actually a part of the Parks section, or he was affiliated with them, and this is in memory of his dedication and his love of the program.
Okay, this award is a community award. This award goes to someone that's always been there doing all our community events. Relay for Life, Dr. Butcher's Eye Race, where we had to get up 6 o'clock in the morning, the plant sale, the garden club here, the light show, Festival of Lights, even going to church with us and talking with the Sunday school kids. This award, also, you get a plaque that goes onto the wall at Parks Department. You get your small plaque, but you also get a cash prize of $300. So, and this person that this award goes to is the person that sort of changed me. I have grown to care about this person a lot. I always wanted a daughter. I always wanted to, and I never got one, but I feel like I have one now. I mean, if you knew when I first met this young lady, she was, she didn't talk to nobody. She didn't trust nobody. She didn't believe in anything. And I like that because I like challenges. And I said, I know that I can get this girl to talk. And it's like, now I can't get her to stop talking to me. But so this goes to, and where's her mom? Okay, that's her mom down the back. Because one thing I do is I get to meet everybody's parents. I go to them and I talk to them. And I spend time with them, find out what's going on, if they're struggling. And if they're struggling, I'll go to Salvation Army and get food, or I'll talk to my wife and we'll take them food. We do a lot of different things because there's the things of building relationship. That's how you build a relationship, So, Shalay, could you come up, please? And if you notice that she hugged me, she wouldn't hug nobody. So that's where you see change. I learned to hug from my wife's family. I never liked hugging people, so hugging is good. So, Ms. Aldrich, would you like to say anything before we get into it?
Whether I want to say anything or not, Mr. Paris will make sure I say something. Good afternoon, everyone. Chalet, on behalf of my family, the Aldriches, I'd like to present you with a plaque that will go on the wall at Parks Department, and also a cash donation from my family in conjunction with the plaque. Thank you. You're welcome, sweet.
Take these around people. Not the young boys, they're fine. No, the young boys. Quick, we'll get rid of it. Take them to the people.
As I said before, on the behalf of the Aldrich family, I would like to present you the Malcolm K. Aldrich Award, presented to Chalet Johnson for outstanding community service by a participant of the Skills Development Program 2018. And also a plaque in memory of Malcolm Aldrich.
You're the first to receive it.
Yeah, she's the first to receive this award.
Okay, everybody can sit beside Colonel Brett. The minister has to stay right where he is. I think he's going to like this one. Late last year, Colonel Brett had Herbie Bascom come to do a course with us. It was called the Power of One. And in the Power of One, we learned some things. And one of the things that he said to us that we have to have our own logo, form our own logo so it means something. Now, you're going to paper there, that's our logo, and it tells you what it means. And that was designed again by Chalet. But we've got something even a little special for you. Colonel didn't need none. He doesn't need none, Miss Paris. He does not need anything. He just needs to stand there. This is the first time that I get to control him, so I'm good. And laugh. But I'm going to enjoy it because watch his face what I do next. You see, watch his face. I want you all watch his face, right? But so you sent us Herbie, and this is what we've done, and we wanted to present you first before we present anybody else. Miss Paris, put your mayo, please. What color you like, black or white? You pick them up, pick out anyone. Black. We have designed our own shirt now. Our own shirt, logo on the back. Garden Club, we beat you to it. And skills development. Because everybody says they want to know who the skills development people are. So now you would know because they will be in their own shirts. Right? And so our first shirt goes to you. So did I tell you I got him? This came off. Okay, listen. This here. We're still working on more things. But what we was doing, we were sort of racing to get this through because we tried a couple different companies, and so we still want to put some more stuff on it. But today was the day that we had to let it out because we wanted to surprise him. I really wanted to keep him quiet, like, you know. He's always got me telling me, so today I got him, and I really like it. All right. So now what we're going to do is we want Mr. Furman, we want Mrs. Fulton. We want you to come up because you're going to get 1, 2 as the heads of your areas for leading us and helping us with this thing. So you can come up and receive your shirts. Sam, you can come and give it to him. While my wife is presenting, I have to say this, sir. In this field, I got to meet a lot of people. I got to meet the governor, Mr. Dunklin, the Chief Justice. It was I know all of PLP from, because I'm part of PLP. I've done it. So I got to meet a lot of people. And in horticulture, you get to meet a lot of people. and I'm glad I'm doing this because it makes it easier for me to sell what we're trying to do. You want an extra large?
That's a large. Did you want an extra?
Thank you very much. Cool. You guys busy?
You got a picture? Did they get a picture?
They want a picture?
Did you guys get a picture?
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you. Did I tell you that Chalet designed it? Yeah. Oh no, my wife. See, it was my wife. I knew I said that, but you know. Okay, yeah. All right. Now everybody, we'll do the church data because we want to give you guys the opportunity to go around and meet everybody. But before I do, I want to, the governor, would you like to come up and say something? Okay.
Thank you, Honourable Ministers, Chief Justice, members of the House. I just want to say thank you as well. Thank you to you, Roger, and all of your team who organised this programme. Thank you to the Garden Club and all the others who participate in the training. But most of all, congratulations to each and every one of you for graduating today. I've had the privilege of meeting some of you when you've been working up at Government House. You've told me a little bit about the programme. I know it's been hard work. I know it's sometimes been tough. I know that Roger can be very strict. But you've got through it, you graduated, and I hope you go on from strength to strength. Mr. Birch, I know the pledge, the opportunities he will support you in having. If I can do anything to support you, I will as well. And I wish you luck for the future. Thank you very much to everybody who makes this programme possible. Thank you.
Okay, closing remarks. I have to remember because my wife has lost my paper. My closing remarks is for you graduates. There's 3 things that I want you to remember when you leave here. The first thing is to be brave. And being brave means being afraid. Because I always remember when Sam came to me and said, hey, let's go start this, start doing this now, add this to the program. And he was talking about the shooting, and I said, like, huh? I was afraid. Honestly, I was afraid, but I was also brave because look what happened today by just doing this here. So being brave means standing up and doing what is right, no matter what anybody thinks. That's what you guys got to remember, like how you tell me what you feel. So you have to do that. And if you do that, you'll be fine. All right. The second thing is not being afraid to fail. We're all going to fail. We're all going to fail. We even failed when we started this program. And that's how you learn about what you do right and what you do wrong, by failing. And then you correct it. And the last thing is seek help. And when you seek help, you don't just go to anybody because they can lead you astray. You ask questions. You go to a few people and say, I need help in this. Who you suggest? And then you would know you'll feel it in here. And if you do those 3 things, you'll be successful. And the reason why I can say that, this is why this program is successful, because those are the things that we do. So remember those 3 things. And then you, the general public, this is for all of you in the general public. The Skills Development Program is not a program designed to compete with anybody. This program is about my better half. Anybody knows what my better half is? No, tell me, I want to see if you know. You got it wrong. My better half is Sam. Because you know what? I'm gonna tell you how I got that. I called Sam the other night to talk about the program. So his fiance says, your better half, won't you? And all I could do is laugh. So I said, so now I've got 2 better half. I've got one on the right and one on the left. So that's my new name for him, my better half. So we care. And what gets us so upset is when people accuse us of things that we don't do. Can you imagine, and I'm not afraid, like I said, and I have to say it because I have to clear my conscience. You know, when you're pulled in a meeting and they're telling you that you're getting paid under the table for doing this and that and this and that, or we're not training the right way. We're training the way that they asked us. And we do get paid. We get paid by what you saw today. It doesn't come in money. I stepped on from Botanical Gardens, I stepped on from being a supervisor, and that was much more money than what I'm making now because I didn't care about the money. I cared about these guys, and I get very upset when people do things like that. And I'm not going to stand by and watch them destroy what we built or even belittle we guys. So what I'm asking you guys is when you hear people say things like that, tell them come to us. Because it's frustrating when we're trying to do right when people out there is trying to destroy something that is good. You know, we need to show our kids that all of us here are going to work together to make them better because they do what we do. If you lie, they're going to lie. If you be honest, they're going to be honest. So it's up to us. So like I said, as I finish up today, I'm going to ask Mrs. Santucci come back just do a quick blessing for the food, and then we're finished.
Let us all pray. Father, we again want to thank you. Thank you for this wonderful graduation. We thank you for the students who have shown themselves faithful. Now bless the food, bless our continual conversation. Keep us faithful, we pray. And thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.